fun STEAM lesson for you. And in this activity, we're going to be talking about wind velocity. Now for this activity, we will be making our very own anemometer. An anemometer is an instrument used to measure the velocity and force of the wind. Now the velocity of an object is its rate of speed, and the force is the amount of push or pull that is placed onto an object. So with the wind, the force is the strength in the air within it, and the velocity is the speed the air is blowing. Now weather scientists use anemometers to keep track of the wind and measure the amount of wind energy. Wind energy is a strong force of energy that can be harnessed through natural wind forces and velocity. When you drive in an open field, you might come across a wind farm, especially here in the Midwest. A wind farm is a power plant that uses big wind turbines to convert the moving energy of the wind into mechanical and or sometimes electrical energy. So in this activity, you're going to be making your very own anemometer so you can see the energy in the wind around you. As well as we are also going to be doing an art project where you're going to use a straw to create your own wind power and make some really awesome art. So let's get started. Alrighty guys, so let's get started on building your very own anemometer. So first what you have to do is you have to collect your supplies. And these are the supplies that you're going to need. You are going to need 2 straws. It doesn't matter if they're paper or plastic, they will both work. You're going to need a pencil with an eraser at the end of it, a thumbtack like this one, and you are going to need 4 either cupcake holders, or you can also use like the small paper cups also work well. And then the last thing you're going to need is you're going to need some tape. Okay, so for your first step is you're going to take your 2 straws and you are going to form them in an X. And then you are going to take your tape. You can either have a parent tear some tape off for you, and it can be any type of tape. I just use regular old Scotch tape, but you can also use masking tape or duct tape or any other type of tape you have laying around your house. What you're going to do is you are going to tape them together. So after I have my straws in an X formation, you are going to take your thumbtack and you are going to push it through the center of where your X's meet, and you're just going to push it through, and you might have to flatten down your straws a little bit. That is a-okay. You want to make sure that you have enough room that while the straws are on your thumbtack, it is still able to spin around. And then once you are done with that, you're going to take the very end of your thumbtack, and be careful, you don't want to stab yourself. You're going to stick it into the very end of your pencil eraser. Now it should be able to just move slightly like that. And you want to make sure, you might have to loosen it up a little bit because we want to make sure that it is able to spin really nicely. So then, after you have your spinner all ready, you are going to take your cupcake tins or your paper cups and you are going to tape them on the ends of your spinner. And you're just going to tape it like so. And then you're going to take your next one. And this is really important because you want them all going the same direction. So you want to make sure that the front of your next tin is facing the back of the last one. So it should be like this. Alright guys, so when you're done, you should have a finished product that looks like this. And this is your anemometer. And how it works is the faster that it spins around is the more velocity that's in the wind, and the slower that it spins around is the less velocity it has in the wind. So what you can do is you can either take it outside if it's a windy day and test the wind out there, or you can also just test it at home by blowing on it. So if you blow on it really hard, the more velocity and force you have in it. So it should look something like this, where it spins really fast. Whereas if I blow on it really slow and use a less amount of force, then it should have a less amount of velocity and look like this. So there you are. There's your very own anemometer, and you can either stick this outside if you have a garden, or you can also just stick it outside your bedroom outside, and then you can look out your window and see the different wind speeds and keep track of it if you want. Alrighty guys, I still have another activity that you can do in this lesson on wind velocity, and that is some wind straw art. So let's talk about the supplies you're going to need. Alrighty guys, so for supplies you are going going to need a thick piece of paper that is either watercolor or cardstock. I'm using watercolor paper for mine. Computer paper does work. I just find that it makes a little bit more of a mess, and it also doesn't hold up your artwork as well. So if you have thick paper, go ahead and use it. If not, I'm sure computer paper or notebook paper will be just fine. You're also going to need a marker. It can be any type of marker, is what you're going to draw with, a straw, and then you are going to need some watered down paints for this activity. Now I'm using some watercolors. I also find that tempera paints work really well too. But go ahead and use one of those, and then of course you're going to need some water. And then you're also going to need either a spoon or an eyedropper, and that's what you're going to use to put your paint onto the paper. So let's get started. Okay, so the next step after you have all your supplies collected is you are going to draw a picture that you would like to paint. So go ahead and take out your marker and try to do something that you would like to color. Like I know in the packet I gave the example of you can draw a pumpkin and then you can put orange paint on it. Another fun activity is try to draw a picture of yourself and then maybe try to give yourself some wacky hair with the paint. So go ahead and just draw anything that you would like. I think for mine, I am going to draw a person and we're going to give them some wacky hair with the paint. Alrighty, so here is my drawing here. I drew a nice smiley face person, and we're going to use that paint to give him some wacky hair. Alright, so the next step, after you have your drawing already, is you're going to want to put your paint on your paper. And so what I did with mine is I have my water right here, and I just scooped a little bit of water into my paint and mixed it around, just creating kind of like a really watered down paint texture. And I have it on my spoon, and I am just going to drop little droplets on it all around, let me see this, all around where I want the hair to go. It's going to go all around here. You can choose whatever color you'd like. You can try to mix colors. Sometimes the mixing colors gets a little crazy and they mix in a weird way. So if you're starting it out, you might just want to do some regular ones and test it out, and then you can get really crafty with it also. Alrighty, once you have your paint droplets on your picture, you're going to want to take your straw and you're going to blow onto your picture and try to spread out those paint droplets. So it's going to be something like this. And you can also test it out with different types of winds. So you can blow really hard on your paper and give it more force, or you can blow kind of gently and try to curve the water droplets in different ways. Feel free to add more color into it. This is kind of an example of just what mine looks like. So here's my guy. He's got some nice funky red hair around him. I think I'm going to add in some more. We'll also let's add in some orange hair. Here's my finished product here. I have a lovely lady that has some beautiful red and orange hair that's flying all crazy in the wind. I even took my marker and outlined some of the hair areas, gave her some bangs. But really just have fun with this project, create whatever you would like. Another option, what you could do is you could put down your splatters first and then take your marker and see if you can find any fun images inside your splatters. So have fun with some abstract art. And I hope you learned some stuff about wind velocity today, and I hope you use your anemometers, and you can even test out your different wind speeds with it. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, bye!